Hey, hey, hey. Well, oh, one of these days I'll have a. I don't know. I wish I could, just have like a unique type intro. But maybe the fact that I don't have one is what makes it fucking unique. I don't know. But hey, welcome to episode 16 of Play With Your Dick, Not Me. The number 16 is actually my favorite number. I don't know why, but it is. I'm not doing a video episode today because I don't fucking feel like it. Just kidding. Well, I don't. I actually don't. Today is Friday. I woke up with a big, strong case of I don't want to fucking be here today. At work. I mean, I love my job, but I was really just, I don't know. I'm burnt out. I'm Capricorn. I'm Sadie, aka Capricorn Clark. Trying to remember to introduce myself because I talk like the whole fucking world already knows who I am. But yeah, welcome to another episode of Play With Your Dick, Not Me. From what I hear, 6 planets are currently in fucking retrograde right now. How the fuck are y'all doing? How the fuck are y'all doing? It has been mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically draining fucking week. I'm been doing this weird thing where I have this habitual appetite or habitual like list of things that I eat every day that are the same. And I'm not like a meal prep type person. I'm not someone that can eat the same thing every fucking day. Like I have to switch it up. But this is the second time in 2 years where I just have this routine where I eat the same fucking thing every day and just leave it at that. The first time that happened, I was going through, from what I understand, because I don't think I ever went through it before, was my first dark night of the soul, which then transitioned into my spiritual awakening. So my appetite was just weird, and it was just like I was on autopilot or something or whatever. Just every day, the same thing. I ate the same thing every day, and the same like 3 things, and then I'm not somebody that does stuff like that, and I'm not somebody that like I'm not going to explain the dark night of the soul. Like, people are just going to have to Google it. I mean, maybe in another episode I'll break it down, but I'm still not 100% there of speaking about all of that spiritual journey and all that, and meeting my soul in another vessel and that whole journey. I'm not there yet to discuss that and how it's completely thrown my life upside fucking down. So yeah, I guess it's not depression. It's very different from depression. I guess the best the thing that comes in my mind is the Dementors in Harry Potter, how they're like, how did they describe them? It's like all the happiness in the world has been sucked away. I mean, I guess that could kind of be a good description of a dark night of the soul. You just feel completely empty. For me, it felt like I was living my own personal Groundhog Day in hell. Like the same thing every day. Just got up, walked around like I was functioning, like I was fine, but I wasn't at all. But I was somehow functioning and going throughout my day. And then every single night I would fall apart, cry, smoke, drink, cry some more, go to bed, do it all over again the next day. And it went on like that for months and months and months. And I've had multiple dark nights of the soul, where it is repeated and happened again, but you just feel nothing, absolutely nothing. But if you're interested in learning more of what it's like, you can look it up. because I imagine everybody's is individual, but it's not depression. It's not. And even if it was, I'm not somebody that loses weight when I'm depressed. If anything, I gain weight. I gain it. I don't lose it. But yeah, I just got into this weird, like, habitual manner for months where I just ate the same three things every day. Same three things every day. And without effort or without trying, because I just didn't have much of an appetite. Without trying, I lost like 30 pounds, something like that, 25, 30 pounds within like a matter of weeks. And so it's kind of happening now again, but I'm also now on, I always forget what it's called. It's not Ozempic. It's the one that starts with an S. And I've been taking that for the last 4 months, four or 5 months. And this is like the highest dose that I'm on. So between me feeling like shit emotionally and mentally and spiritually, I'm also on a higher dose of this weight loss injection, but like I'm back to that same routine at the same time where I'm eating like the same three things. So Tiger accidentally broke my coffee pot, so I can't make coffee at home. So I've been buying like the oat milk Starbucks drinks that you can get at Walmart with like a Starbucks energy drink or a Celsius. And I just have both of those at my desk, and I drink both of those every day, and a water. Well, actually, the last couple days, I haven't even been finishing my energy drink. I've just been drinking the coffee, drinking the water, maybe having like a bag of grapes and string cheese, and that's it for the rest of the day. Like, no appetite. But I don't know if it's from the injection or because I'm probably entering into another dark night of the soul. But, they're horrible. They're awful. You just feel like nothing, but somehow you still get up and function every day, but you're absolutely not okay. But, yeah, but aside from that, 6 fucking planets are in retrograde, and so many people that I have talked to this week, they are just going through it. So that could be me too, like, but like, yeah, like there's so many people this week that are just like, everything's going wrong, they're just going through a lot. And I'm just like, yeah, I mean, I have a friend that lives all the way in Australia, and she's having the same kind of fucking week. And so I'm like, yeah, planets do really be affecting like our energy and our moods and shit, and how we feel, and and everything is going wrong and stuff. Like I 100% believe that planets and the way they move and align at certain times of the month and all that, like, it's all connected. When things are going wrong, or you're arguing with your spouse, or things are going wrong at work, or something that you really wanted you didn't get, like, I absolutely believe that depending on if we're in like a waxing gibbous or planets are in retrograde, it has some effect. And if this is like going over your head or unfamiliar to you, like, look it up. Like, I encourage you to look it up. But that, but it's just something I believe that they absolutely contribute. So, I have a lot of Leos in my life, and a couple of my friends had a birthday this week. Yeah, the majority of people that gravitate into my life seem to be Cancers, Geminis, and Leos. And then a couple other zodiac signs sprinkled in there. But the majority is Cancers, Gemini, and Leos. And so I have a lot of Leo friends. And a lot of them have birthdays in August. So we celebrated Chelsea's birthday on Monday. You guys remember Chelsea? She was on my 11/11 episode. So that was super fun. And then my best friend Spencer. He is my oldest best friend. I've had, of all my friends in my life, him and I have been friends the longest. He is my ride or die all the different phases and cycles and shifts and changes that we go through in life. And sometimes you lose people, or sometimes you no longer vibe with them anymore, or your paths just no longer, cross anymore. People change, people move, people, you know what I mean? Like how sometimes people just kind of fall away over the years. Whether just transitions or changes in their life or yours. He's one of those people that's just remained in every fucking season of my life. And the one person that I've never lost along the way. So, yeah, like it doesn't matter what I say to him or what decision that I want to make or whatever. He's always just very supportive, like, well, it'll work out, or, it'll be okay. Like, doesn't matter what it is that I tell him. I can be worried about something that I'm going to tell any other of my friends, or I can be worried like, well, if I do this or make this decision, am I going to lose all my friends? And he's that one person that's like, I'm still going to be here. Like, I don't, like, yeah, that's my fucking ride or die friend. Like all my friends have their place and their purpose, and I love them for all their individual reasons, but Spencer's definitely the GOAT. Like he's been there with me when I had no friends and I was just a single mom with my daughter, and nobody wanted to be my friend because I was a single mom. And he was that one person that was like, I don't give a fuck. Like, let's hang out, I'm your friend. Like, let's hang out. I don't care if you have a child. Like, we're gonna hang out. So it was always like me, him, and Araya, in tow, going to get pho, going shopping, like that's just, he's my fucking buddy. I used to be like, am I cock blocking you? Because you're always with me and Araya. And he'd be like, nah, like, that is my fucking brother. Like, he's just been there for me through everything. So his birthday was on Thursday. Tuesday night, I'm actually met up with him and our friend Josh and his friend and Spencer's friend Jason. I didn't know that they do bingo at About Time on Tuesday nights. And they're like, yeah, we come every week. And so they had brought Spencer out from Salt Lake to join them. And it was chill. Like, it was a vibe. Like, I didn't get to play because I showed up too late, but it was a vibe. So I told Jason and Josh that if they go every week, I'll try to join them more often. And because, like, who doesn't want to, like, go hang out at About Time and drink and hang out with friends? And then we get to play bingo and win money. Like, hell yeah. So I'm going to try and start going on Tuesdays. It probably won't be every Tuesday, but I will try. And while I was there, I ran into my wonderful, beautiful, amazing, full of light friend Brady. And Brady told me that he wrote a book, which inspired the fuck out of me, because I've always been told since I was a kid that I should be a writer, that I should write a book. And I used to write all the time as a kid. I used to write scripts. I wrote a whole song album, like of lyrics. I used to write short stories. I used to write like playwrights and stuff. Like, I would write scripts for my stuffed animals. And as I got older, I started writing like poems and stuff like that, and stories. And I would have a crazy ass dream and be like, oh my gosh, that would be an awesome movie. And I'd get up and start, typing out the screenplay. But it's been years. Like, it's been years since I've had the motivation to write. And this past year, I've just been, hit with all this motivation and this drive to do all these things that I've procrastinated or, used to make my soul, feel alive. But I put all those things to the wayside years ago and had no motivation and no drive to do any of those things. And over the past year or so, I've just gotten this burst of motivation and drive to, like, no, do all those things that you used to love. Start that podcast that you wanted to do a few years ago. So yeah, like, I think I've mentioned this before. I've been writing 2 books. I've kind of been dragging ass. And so, I have to be in the right mindset and mental an emotional state to write these books. One of them's a little bit more triggering than the other. The other one, well, I'll go into it in a minute. But yeah, like seeing Brady, who I love, hearing him talk about his book, and he's like, yeah, it's on Amazon, and I was just like, damn, that's fucking awesome. And it just, I don't know, it just kind of gave me like reaffirm for me, like, you need to do this, like, you want to be able to say you had a book on Amazon, like. And so it just kind of gave me like a burst of like new, breathe new life into, because I've kind of just been coming out of it again a little bit, and like seeing him so excited and so proud, and I'm so proud of him. And like, I was just like, yeah, fuck yeah. And I don't know, I'm in like this space where like I only want to be around people that are creating things and have big fucking dreams and big fucking goals. Like, yeah, like I want to radiate towards that. I only want that around me. The people that are fucking like, I'm gonna do this, and they're doing it. They're not just fucking talking about it. Like, they're like actually pursuing their fucking dreams. Like, that is like just awesome as fuck. Like, that's the kind of light that I want radiating on me, and the kind of light that I want to gravitate towards is people that are actually fucking doing shit and creating and making their dreams come to life. So yeah, that was awesome. I felt like that was like divinely planned for me to run into Brady, because the universe knows that I've been sitting on these books and that I need to finish them. So I'm not going to talk about one of them, because it was kind of something that I started writing just to cope from what I was going through 2 years ago. And I don't know if I'll ever get to a place of being able to finish that one, because it's too triggering, because I have to be taken back to a place when I was the saddest I've ever been. And so when I go back and read what I had written at that time, I'm just brought to tears. So I don't know if I'll ever be able to finish that one. But the current one that I've been working on, I actually I've been wanting to write these characters for years. Like, I don't know if can't remember. I think I might have dreamt of them years ago. And I've been wanting to write them for years. I've been wanting to create them and bring them to life for years. So the story is about a girl named Michaela and a boy named Aiden. Where I'm currently stuck right now is trying to bring life to Aiden, trying to evolve Aiden's character. And I've gone back and forth with, do I just need more of a male perspective to help me better shape and evolve Aiden? Because I don't want him to be like, like a base level personality, or what am I trying to say? Like, I want Aiden to be deep. I want him to have depth to him. I don't want him to be surface level. And so, like, I'm like, I can do this. I can write Aiden. Like, I don't need a male's perspective, right? Like, there's people that write their own books all the time, and write all the, are able to, my baby's laughing in the background. I love listening to my kids' giggles. It's so freaking cute. But Aiden, like, there's zillions of authors that solo write books. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I imagine a lot of them do get research and do get insight, and do maybe reach out to other people to help them evolve a character they're having trouble with. So I don't think it's like out of the realm of book writing to be able to admit that I need help writing Aiden. Like, I know I can do it, but I don't know. I just want to make sure I get him right. But so I don't know. I think they both came to me in a dream years ago, and I only just started a few months ago writing their story. So I'm maybe like, I don't know, 8 chapters in. And then it just dawned on me the other day that I forgot that I wanted Aiden and Michaela to be from a fucking beach town, because I wanted like surfing to be something that Aiden did, and I totally fucking forgot. I wrote them in like a small town, which could still be a small town with a beach, could be a small town like with an ocean, or at least an island or something. But like I've already like written into Michaela having like this lake that she goes to. It's kind of like her quiet place. And like I think I'd have to do a lot of research on surfing if I wanted to write Aiden as a surfer. So I'm not doing that. But they're both from a small town, no particular place. I think I even just made up a pretend town, I think. But I think when I was writing it, I think I was imagining them in Texas, even though I don't know shit about Texas. But that's where research comes in. But they're both from a small town. Babies! Can you guys get away from the door, please? Okay, I love hearing you play and laugh, but I feel like you might be getting a little too loud for my podcast episode, that's all. Okay, but I love you and I love your laughs. I'm almost done. Okay. Ask your daddy, baby. So, little backstory. I have to put myself in a very emotional, very sad, very hurt, traumatized mindset to write Michaela. And so that's probably why I've been dragging my feet, because I have to put myself in that mindset to write her story. And I don't always want to be in that mindset. I don't always want to have to take myself to this dark, sad, emotional place, because sometimes I can pull myself out of it after I'm done writing and sometimes I can't. And so that might be one of the reasons. But I'm really trying to get to the place where I can evolve Michaela and Aiden's love story. But I have to tell the whole story so it makes sense. I have to give detail. So Michaela was raised with two dysfunctional parents that also had dysfunctional parents. So, they kind of just raised Michaela with the conditioning of what they were raised with, which was much of nothing and lots of abuse and alcohol drinking. So Michaela's mom, she tries her best to break the cycle, but she just can't do it. And so she eventually leaves and doesn't take Michaela with her. So Michaela is left with her dad, who is just like raging alcoholic. And, they're from a small town. And everybody kind of just feels sorry for her dad because he's like, a veteran, and it's a small town. Everybody knows him. So there really isn't much repercussions for his actions. I mean, they've put him in like the drunk tank a few times, but other than that, like really nobody has stepped in to protect Michaela. And, I mean, she's had friends, she's stayed with friends, but like when her mom left, she felt obligated to care for her dad. For whatever reason, she felt like it was her responsibility to stay in that house of so much pain and chaos to watch over her dad, even though sometimes her life is in danger when he's in his raging alcoholic state. So she literally had tried to go to college, had to drop out of college to go back home and take care of her dad. He also guilt trips her a lot. And I have to kind of make the audience understand why she hasn't moved out, why she hasn't gotten out from under her dad, and just all the chaos that he is. And it's because she just has this innate built-in guilt that if she were to leave, and then he also manipulates her a lot and makes her feel guilty for even thinking about moving out or being on her own. And so she's just kind of stuck. And so I need to make the audience understand, because of course you're going to think, okay, well, she's like 19, 20 years old. Why doesn't she just leave? And I need the audience to understand why. And so, she's quiet, she's introverted, she's reserved. And, you know, she's kind of just going on about her life, but trying to make a game plan to get away from her dad and, you know, start her life on her own. But she has no idea where to begin. She doesn't have any family outside of her dad. And so, you know, Aiden just, they cross paths one day, and both of their worlds are turned upside down upon meeting each other. He's instantly drawn to her and he doesn't know why. And she's kind of more reserved, you know, backing away, like, my life is a total shit show. You don't want any part of this. And so she's very reserved and kind of wanting to distance herself, despite, you know, this nice young man, you know, just trying to, you know, love her. So, you know, I'm currently at that point where Aiden is, and Michaela, without trying to make it apparent, they're trying to find ways to kind of be around each other. More so Aiden trying to be around her, and her not willing to admit to herself yet that she also wants to be around him. And they can't quite understand the connection that they have to each other and why they're so drawn to each other. So, but I'm currently just stuck right now, since Aiden has been introduced, to trying to evolve Aiden's character, because I want him to be deep and I want him to question things. I want him to, I just want to bring more to him. So that's kind of what's been my holdup, is just trying to adapt and evolve Aiden's character. But yeah, but running into Brady was definitely like the push I needed. But then there's a part of me that's like, why was I interested in writing such a sad book? You know, because I'm not a naturally sad person. The spiritual journey I've been on for the past 2 days, please, if only the last 2 years, almost 2 years that I've been on, you would think I would have become an extremely sad fucking person. But by nature, I'm not. So I'm just like, how in the world did I, you know, but I don't want the whole book to be sad. Like, I need it to start off sad so people understand Michaela's story and her personality, but I want it to eventually evolve and shift, and it's just about their love story and the trials and tribulations that they have to kind of go through to be together. So, you know, it goes a lot faster in my head than it does typing it out. Like, in my head, I've already reached the end of the book, but to sit down and actually type it, yeah, that part's taking a little longer. But running into Brady, it was just like, okay, yeah, girl, you need to get to writing your book. But yeah, one of these days I might, you know, read some chapters on a podcast episode, and, you know, maybe we'll see. But yeah, so, you know, that's some new developments. I might start going to bingo. It kind of makes me laugh that, like, me and my freaking, you know, 36, 38, 39-year-old guy friends, we're all going to bingo. Like, I feel like it's showing our age. Like, what the fuck? Not even. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just funny to me. Like, look at us aging. Look at us aging. Like, fucking, like, yeah, we're gonna go to bingo. Like, we're freaking, you know, 70 years old or something. It just cracks me up. I'm just like, oh my gosh, we're getting old. I mean, they are, I'm not. But, you know, it's just funny. Because I'm just like, this is us. Almost to 40, and we're like, yeah, we go to bingo now. We're so cool. We go to bingo at the bar. So, but yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about this, and then I was just gonna end it. But I don't know. I've been having conversations with people this week, Or this is kind of something that's come up lately over the past couple years, and I've noticed like the like the habitual nature of this. Um, so like when people announce that they're getting a divorce or that they got a divorce or that they're separating or temporary separating, as a society, like ending or they broke up with their boyfriend or broke up with their girlfriend or whoever, as a society, as a collective society, we're so conditioned to, because it's still so stigmatized even in 2025, to like end a relationship. And so we're so conditioned that when someone tells us that they've ended a relationship with another person, we're so conditioned to be like, oh, I'm sorry. And it's so like fascinating to me and weird. But like, I can't fault anybody, obviously, because I also do it. I'm also conditioned to when someone tells me like, yeah, me and my husband divorced, or me and my husband are getting a divorce. Even I'm conditioned to go, oh, I'm so sorry. And so like, it's fascinating to me. But I know that the culture and the climate of that is changing, it's shifting, because like people are throwing like divorce parties, like woohoo, I'm divorced, and like, so like the stigma is definitely changing a little bit, but as a society, like we're still collectively conditioned to go, oh, I'm sorry. And so something that I've personally have tried to do when somebody tells me that is go, oh, is this a good thing or a bad thing? Are we celebrating or are we grieving? And then I wait for them to respond. And if they're like, no, this is a good thing, like I feel great, which is the response I've gotten from a few people that I've asked over the past couple of years when they've shared that information with me. And I've been like, oh, okay, like they're like, oh, I like have my spark back. Like I look at pictures of myself and compared to now, and I just see like a big difference. Like, like just how drained this other person made me. And even like my friends and family are noticing, like, like you look so much happier, you look so much better, like, and they're like, I feel like I'm doing so much better, like, this, like, I just feel amazing. And like, you want to celebrate this person, you want to celebrate along with them, and you want to like, be excited for them, like if they're excited, if they feel great, then you also want to like share that moment with them. And I'm realizing that, like, yeah, it doesn't really help when someone's like, when you're like, oh, I'm so sorry, and they're like, why? This was a good thing for me. Like, it, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't help, and so I feel like as a collective, people should just take a beat, take a second, and be like, okay, thank you for sharing that with me, but is this a good thing or is this a bad thing? Because you also don't want to say like, yay, good job, that's wonderful, and then the person's actually sad about it. Like, you know what I mean? And so I just think like it's important to like ask first, like, how are you feeling about this? Like, are you okay? Is this a good thing or is this a bad thing? Like, but I feel like as a society, we need to move away from automatically going, oh, I'm sorry. And instead, like, flip it and take a second and ask, is this a good thing or is it a bad thing? You know? Because I've had people that I've talked to and I've had friends be like, I'm not sad, so I don't know why I just got that reaction from you. Like, I feel great. And so, yeah, it was kind of just something that's been on my mind this week, because the end of a relationship, the end of a connection with another person, no matter how long or how short it was, it's not always a bad thing. Like, we talked about this in past relationships, past episodes with friendships. Like, it's not always a bad thing. Like, when things come to an end, like when you get to the end of the road with a friend, like, it's not always a bad thing. And it doesn't always mean it's the end either. Like, it could just mean that right now your story is bookmarked with that person and you guys will eventually come back together. And it's possible for when people break up or get a divorce or separate, it's possible for them to also come back together. But like, it doesn't have to be a bad thing. Like, a lot of good benefits could come from it. It could be like a blessing in disguise to separate or divorce or break up with somebody, whether it's permanent or temporary, because both people are then given um, the the gift, I think, the gift to go inward, to focus on themselves, to work on themselves, to heal, to learn more about themselves, to, if they didn't have self-love, grow and evolve and develop self-love, figure out what they like, don't like. Because I mean, think about it. There's some people that never even got to learn themselves because they got married so young, because they got into a relationship so young. And so they never even got to take the time to be like, who am I? Do I like this? Do I not like this? Did I only like those things because the person I was with liked them? Did I hate that because the person I was with hated that? Did I have that opinion because the person I was with had that opinion? And so, yeah, sometimes separating, divorcing, breaking up can be a good thing. You know, yes, it is sad when something ends too. Yes, of course, we want to honor that. But if the person that is telling you, that is going through this and is telling you this information, and they're doing fine, then mirror that feeling back to them, because it doesn't help them when they're like, I'm doing great. This isn't a bad thing. And they're like, but I know, but it's just so sad. And I'm going to miss doing things together with you guys. It's not, no, it's not about you. It's not about you. Like, I mean, you can be sad about those things, but if this person in front of you that was actually with that person and they're telling you they're doing good, like, keep it short and keep it and move on. Like, don't try to make that person feel guilty or some kind of way, or that they made a mistake. Like, if they're telling you they're doing good and this was for the right reason, and that it was, they're doing better, and the person that they were with are doing better, and this was just the best possible decision for them, just honor that and respect it. Like, don't make that person start to wonder if, or feel guilty, or like they made a mistake or whatever. Like, you can feel however you want to feel, but keep it short. Like, oh, I'm so glad you're happy, but I'm going to miss seeing you two together. Okay, leave it at that. Like, because at the end of the day, it wasn't your relationship, you don't know the real reasons why two people decided to go their separate ways. So, but like, my point is, like, separation, no matter what it is, whether it's with a relationship or a friendship, it doesn't have to be a bad thing. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. And like, I think it's just important to ask people, if they decide to share this information with you, ask them first before you go into your conditioning of being like, oh, I'm sorry, or yay, like, because like it could be that you like hated their spouse, and then you find out that they're getting a divorce and you're like, yay, I'm so happy. Okay, well, your friend might not be. Your friend might be in a deep state of grief and really sad that this is ending, even though it needed to end. You know what I mean? So I just feel like people should, take a second and just ask. Read the room and ask, like, is this a good thing or a bad thing? So, this was just something that was on my mind because it came up this week, and then it kind of triggered a memory for me of friends in the past, and, their response to, when they would tell people, that a relationship they were in had ended, and then people respond how they respond, and then they respond how they respond. And the last few people that I've had this experience with, they've been happy about the end of their relationship, And so the stigma and the climate behind relationships ending is changing, and people's reactions to it are changing, and the way people feel about the end of something is changing. So just honor how people are feeling, just respect it and honor it. So, but that is, I think this is gonna be it for this episode. So yeah, yeah, I'm gonna get off here. As I say in the end of every episode, be fucking kind. Be fucking kind. You don't know what people are going through. You don't know. You don't know if they have had the worst possible fucking week ever. You don't know if their relationship is coming to an end. You don't know if their marriage is coming to an end. You don't know if their friendship is coming to an end. You don't know if their job that they love is coming to an end. You don't know what's going on in their life. You don't know if, they attempted to unalive themselves 2 days ago. Be fucking kind. We don't know what anybody's going through. We really don't. You can ask, and they still might not tell you the truth. You can see their social media, and they're smiling and posting positive ass shit. But you don't really know. They could be posting 1,000 pictures of them smiling in every fucking one. But you do not know. You don't know. So just everybody do their fucking best to just be kind to everybody. Like commit to doing one kind act a day. Saying one nice thing to somebody every single day. Like I have friends on Snapchat who will send me, and Instagram, that'll send me like inspirational quotes almost every day. And it means so much to me. Like I'm busy sometimes, so I kind of just shoot them back a heart, but it still means the world to me that they thought like, I think Mercedes would like this. So let me send it to her. Like my sister-in-law, Leilani, will like, send me inspirational, like sweet things like, oh, you matter and all that stuff. Like you have no idea how much that could be impacting somebody, just by sending them something like, oh, I wanted, like to remind you what a great mom you are. Like my friend Cassie will send me stuff like that, reminding me what a great mom I am. Like you have no idea, like how that'll make somebody else feel, just like sending them like a little sweet gif or a sticker, like a sticker text or something, or like a meme that you saw or a quote, or buying somebody ahead of you at the drive-through their food, or sending a coffee to a friend. Like you have no idea. So you just, you know what I mean? Like go outside, spread that kindness around, so it just grows and grows and grows and grows and grows, and we spread it all over the planet, and then hopefully eventually everybody just practices kindness. Like it starts at home with raising good humans, giving them love and understanding, and building them up and respecting them, and protecting them and taking care of them, and showing up for them, and just giving them and surrounding them with so much love. And then they go out in the world and spread that love around, and you go out in the world and spread that love around, and it'll just continue to spread. Like that is my hope. That is my manifestation. That is my theory, is that you started at home and you fill your kids up with all that love and kindness and care and respect and all good things, and then they go out in the world and spread it around, and it just grows. It just grows, and then before you know it, everybody is fucking kind. Everybody is fucking kind to everybody. Like, yes, we're human. We all have a bad day sometimes, but there's more compassion and more empathy because we've been spreading it around. That's my hope. But I love y'all. I hope you have a good weekend. And thank you for tuning in to another episode of Play With Your Dick, Not Me. Bye.